Social Security, Retirement, Disability SSDI, Survivors SSI, VA, and RRB. This video is for you. Let's get into it and discuss all the details. But quickly before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I am here for you as your one and only daily advocate every single day, bringing you all the latest updates hot off the wire as they're being released, and talking about other very important information just so that we can make sure you are getting all of the money and benefits that you're eligible to receive at this time as a result of these stimulus packages and everything else going on out there. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's totally free, and I promise you I'll continue to be here for you every single day to help out in any way that I can. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's talk through this, as there is a lot of confusing information going on out there right now. So if you've been watching my videos for any length of time now, you know over the last couple weeks here, it has been absolute madness with everything changing literally on a daily basis. In fact, almost on an hourly basis even, things are changing, people are making statements, there are all kinds of things coming out, which is why I continue coming back, bringing you these updates, because we need to stay in tune with everything going on right now, because all of it does impact us directly. That's why we want to know what is in it for us and how may we possibly be impacted by what Congress may or may not be doing, we should say, right? So we've also discussed lately that if Congress does not act swiftly with some of the things going on right now, we could potentially be seeing delays to the delivery of millions upon millions of payments for people receiving Social Security, Retirement, Disability, SSDI, Survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB benefits. Well, as a result of that, I've seen down in the comments section a number of times people reaching out saying, does this mean we're not going to get our benefit at all? And the answer to that is no, it doesn't mean you're not going to get your benefit. It simply means that it could possibly be delayed. Now, here's the thing too. We want to understand this a little bit better right now, because Congress is in the form, like they're in action right now, taking action on all of this. But we're going to be faced with this same exact situation in just a matter of weeks. So we need to better understand what is actually going on. So with that being said, I'm going to bring my wife in right now, Corey, and she's going to read an article to you. Here's what I would recommend. Please listen to this article. It is very good, and it explains exactly what we need to talk about in this video regarding all of these benefits, Social Security, you know the whole list, right? We've gone through it a couple times. So it talks through about all of these benefits and what it may mean if Congress doesn't actually act swiftly enough, and how benefits could possibly be delayed. So anyway, with that being said, Corey, come in, take this away, and please listen to this article, and I think you're going to have a much better understanding about this and feel a lot better about this, because I get it. A lot of you are worried, and this is your one and only benefit. This is your only income on a monthly basis. It's scary. I totally get it. So anyway, I think this article will help a ton. Please listen to it. I'll come back in just a couple minutes here. I'll catch you on the other side, and we'll run through some of the key takeaways.
The debt ceiling deadline has prompted questions about whether Social Security checks will go out. Here's what we know. And this is an article from CNBC by Lori Konish. Congress faces an October 18th deadline for raising the U.S. debt ceiling. If it is not increased by that date, the government will find itself in an impossible situation, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said during congressional testimony on Thursday. The Treasury has been directed by Congress to pay all of the government's bills, to use the tax revenues that are available, and without that, to issue debt, and the debt ceiling will make it impossible for us to do that, Yellen said. That would be catastrophic for American families, she said. Nearly 50 million seniors could stop receiving Social Security payments or see them delayed, Yellen said. The country's debt ceiling is similar to an individual's credit card limit. As the money owed increases, the government must raise the debt limit due to the fact there's more is spent than the amount that comes from taxes. The issue faced by the government now has been compared with 2011, when the debt ceiling wasn't raised until the last minute. At that time, whether or not the government could continue to make Social Security payments was also called into question. Just as they did then, Social Security experts have sought to debunk the idea that the program will not have the funds available to pay benefits. Among them is Jason Fichtner, Vice President and Chief Economist at the Bipartisan Policy Center, who has served in several senior positions in the Social Security Administration. The reason Fitchner and others believe so comes down, in part, to the way U.S. Treasury bonds used to pay Social Security benefits are handled. Generally, those funds are invested in intergovernmental bonds and exchanged for public debt, and then cashed when the government needs to issue checks to beneficiaries. All of that can happen without exceeding the debt limit, Fitchner said. There are also dedicated trust funds that can only be used to pay for Social Security benefits that are independent of the debt ceiling. They can prioritize Social Security payments, Fitchner said. They can do it legally, and they will do it. However, running up against the debt ceiling deadline could still have consequences for Social Security beneficiaries. If the debt ceiling and a shutdown were to happen at the same time, benefit checks would still go out, Fitchner said. They might be delayed, but new claims could not be processed. Notably, the government has been anticipating this kind of scenario, which is evident in congressional testimony and Federal Reserve meetings, Fitchner said. A 2011 House of Representatives report detailed how the government has run so-called tabletop exercises as part of its debt ceiling contingency plans to identify how government payments, including Social Security and veterans benefits, could be prioritized. However, certain recent presidential administrations have perpetuated the idea that if you do not increase the debt ceiling, Social Security checks will not go out. In that way, they are trying to weaponize Social Security and create leverage in the debt ceiling negotiations, Fitchner said. I'm not saying you shouldn't raise the debt ceiling, Fitchner said, but let's be honest about what happens. Yellen recently expressed support for removing the debt ceiling from Congress's control.
All right, so there it is right there. Now, I'm guessing if you're still watching right now, you probably listened to every word of that article. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I think you're probably feeling a little bit better about this whole situation. Now, I wanted to come back with this article simply because of all of the confusion over the last couple weeks here talking about this whole issue. Don't get me wrong, it's a hard topic to understand. But I wanted to bring this to you because this lays it out really clearly and concisely what exactly would happen if Congress actually doesn't come together and figure out what to do with this whole debt ceiling issue. Now, we do know that tomorrow they will be coming together with the final votes on the suspension of the debt ceiling or raising the debt ceiling temporarily until December. But we're going to be right back in this same issue in a matter of just weeks again in the end of November. That's why you've got to look at this stuff, because in the event in the end of November, as in early December, when they run out of money once again, if they don't do something about it, we could potentially be looking at these delays that they've been talking about. Now, please remember, this does not mean your benefits are going to stop. No, that is not it at all. You will still get your benefit. But like they said right there in the article, we could potentially be looking at some delays of the delivery. Now, one more thing, like I've mentioned in other videos, we don't know how long that delay could possibly be. Nobody has ever indicated how long a delay could be. What I want to know is the delay going to be a day? Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it a month? What are we talking about for delays? Nobody has ever pointed out any kind of timeline for delays in the event this type of situation were to happen. That's kind of the scary part. A 1-day delay, okay, fine. We'll give you a free pass. We'll say fine. 1 day is okay, not preferred, but I guess 1 day would be fine. A week, that's not going to cut it for a lot of people. 2 weeks, again, definitely not going to cut it for many people. And a month or more, no, that is not going to be okay, right? So that's why we want to talk about this. That's why we want to better understand this. And I hope that this article helps lay it out a little bit more clearly. And I hope it explains it probably a little bit better than I can, right? So anyway, I wanted to bring this to you simply because of the level of concern I've been seeing down in the comment section. I wanted to bring this to you and help you out in any way that I can. And I think that article should have helped out a ton, right? So either way, please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. I'll continue to be here for you every single day, bringing you all the latest updates and helping you out in any way that I can with all of this information that continues changing on a rapid basis. As of right now, we don't need to worry about this, but late November, pretty much between Thanksgiving and December 1st, It's going to be an absolute madhouse once again, talking about all of this and dealing with this same issue once again, as that is when they will run out of money once again. So again, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I'll continue to be here for you with all the latest updates, helping you out in any way that I can. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Share this video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, social media. And again, go back and check out some of the other 1,600 plus videos right here for you to enjoy. Thanks again. I'll catch you again later in the next video. And by the way, I just said again like 12 times in like 3 minutes. So nice. Again, see you later.